Bhagavate Vas Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, wanted to seek the blessings of Radha Mata, Radha Shyam Sundar, Krishna Balaram, Bal Gopal, Nrsimha, Bhagavan, Jagannath, Prade Subhadra, Gaunitai, Tulsimani, Haridas Thakur, Guru Parampara, Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharaj, and the assembled devotees. So we are looking at chapter 50 of the 10th canto. It is entitled Krishna establishes the city of Dwarka. Just want to make double sure. Yeah, this is what we did yesterday. This chapter relates how Lord Krishna defeated Jarasan 17 times in battle and then constructed the city of Dwarka. So Jarasan hasn't really come in the picture so far, but upon the death of Kamsa, his two widows, Asti and Prapti, went to the house of their father Jarasan. So the father-in-law is Jarasan, Kamsa is the son-in-law. They went in distress, telling their father how they had become widows. Jarasan was filled with sorrow and anger and decided to rid the earth of the Yadavas. With a force of 23 Akshauhini divisions, that's a lot of soldiers, he laid siege to the Yadu capital Mathura on all sides. When Krishna saw Jarasan's assembled army surrounding his city like a great ocean overflowing its shores, when he saw how his army was striking fear into his subjects, the Lord considered what his suitable response should be according to time, place, and specific purpose of his current incarnation. Krishna decided to kill Jarasan's army, but spare Jarasan, because in the future he would bring another army that Krishna could kill. So Krishna's aim was to rid the earth of these unruly rulers and their subjects, their armies. So Krishna was thinking, okay, I will spare Jarasan's life. Let him keep coming back again and again. Because when he does that, I'll just destroy his armies. That way, that is the purpose of Krishna's incarnation, to remove the burden on the earth. At this time, two chariots descended from the sky, and the Lord's eternal divine weapons also appeared. Krishna then invited Balaram to fight to relieve the earth of its burden. Only a very small contingent of soldiers accompanied them. Krishna and Balaram came out of the city, and Krishna, with Daruka at the reins of his chariot, blew his concha, which caused fear in these enemy soldiers. Jarasan said to Krishna that he did want to fight him. He didn't want to fight him, as he was a mere boy who murdered his relatives, and encouraged Balaram to fight him. Krishna said to Jarasan that the real heroes do not simply boast, but rather show their prowess and action, and he cannot take seriously the words of one who is full of anxiety and who wants to die. After exchanging these words with Jarasan, Krishna shot his arrows, which quickly killed Jarasan's army. Thus, rivers of blood began to flow on the battlefield. Sure. For him who orchestrates the creation, maintenance, and destruction of the three worlds, and who possesses unlimited spiritual qualities, it is hardly amazing that he subdues an opposing party. Still, when the Lord does so, imitating human behavior, sages glorify his acts. Jarasan lost all his soldiers and were left with only his breath. Balaram captured him, but Govinda told Balaram to release him, because he didn't want Jarasan to be killed at this point. Govinda still had a purpose to fulfill through Jarasan, as Govinda, although Jarasan felt ashamed and decided to undergo penances, many kings encouraged him with both spiritual wisdom and mundane arguments to continue fighting. They told him, your defeat by the Yadus was simply the unavoidable reaction of your past karma. So philosophy comes in useful, even when you want to do something not so nice. After his defeat, Jarasan sadly returned to Magadh, yes, his kingdom, Magadha Pradesh. King Krishna's own military force was completely intact, and he received congratulations from the denizens of heaven, who showered him with flowers. As the Lord entered his city, conch shells and kettle drums sounded. Many drums, horns, veenas, flutes, madangas played in consort. The people of Mathura came out to meet him as many musicians played their instruments and Vedic hymns were chanted. The women, their eyes wide open with love, scattered flower garlands, yogurt, parched rice, and newly grown sprouts upon him. Lord Krishna then gave the king all the wealth he had gotten from the battlefield, namely the countless ornaments of the dead warriors. Although Jarasan was defeated this way, 17 times, he did not give up the fight against the Vrishnis, protected by Sri Krishna. On the eve of the 18th battle, the barbarian Kalayavana, sent by Narad, appeared on the battle with 30 million barbarian soldiers. That's a lot of soldiers. 30 million. Oof. Krishna consulted with Balaram and decided to build a great fortress for their families, then kill the barbarian. Kalayavana had never found a human rival worth fighting. But he had heard that the Vrishnis were his equals. When Lord Krishna and Lord Sankarsan saw Kalayavana, Krishna thought about the situation and said, a great danger now threatens the Yadus from two sides. Therefore, we will immediately construct a fortress in Dwarka. The Dwarka is quite far away from Mathura, long distance. But Krishna decided to construct a fortress in Dwarka that no human force can penetrate. Let us settle our family members there and then kill the barbarian king. So that was the end. That is the end of Krishna's Mathura pastimes. Because what Krishna does now is constructs the city of Dwarka. Krishna builds Dwarka. After thus discussing the matter with Balaram, still chapter 50, yeah? Still chapter 50, but it's the end of the Mathura pastimes. So Mathura pastimes are basically 10.5 chapters compared to Vrindavan pastimes, which is 40 chapters. And the rest now, the rest is basically Krishna's pastimes in Dwarka. So another 40 chapters are left in the 10th canto, which are all dedicated to Krishna's pastimes. Krishna then made a huge fortress, 12 yojanas in circumference. One yojana is 8 miles, I believe. So it's very, very big city. Within the sea in Dwarka, in the construction of that city, could be seen the full scientific knowledge and architectural skill of Vishwakarma. There were wide avenues, commercial roads, courtyards laid out on ample plots of land. There were splendid parks and also gardens stocked with trees and creepers from the heavenly planets. The gateway towers were topped with golden towers touching the sky, and their upper levels were fashioned of crystal quartz. The gold-covered houses were adorned in front of with golden pots and on top with jeweled roofs, and their floors were inlaid with precious emeralds. Besides the houses stood treasury buildings, warehouses, stables for fine horses, all built of silver and brass. Each residence had a watchtower and also a temple for its household deity. Indra brought the Sudharma assembly hall and the Parijata tree. Varun gave horses as swift as the mind. Kuver gave his 8 mystic treasures. So this is a little idea of this ancient Dwarka. In the middle of the night, as the citizens of Mathura slept, Lord Janardhan, by the power of his mystic Yogamaya, suddenly removed them from that city and placed them in Dwarka. When the men awoke, they were all amazed to find themselves, their children, and their wives sitting inside palaces made of gold. After transporting all the citizens to the new fort, Krishna went out of the city without weapons, wearing only a lotus garland. Lord Balaram remained in Mathura to protect it.
Prabhuji,
Yes.
it says Lord Janardhan, but I think that must be Lord Krishna who did a
Yes.
mistake there, isn't it?
No, that's his name is Janardhan. Another name for Krishna is Janardhan.
Oh, Janardhan, sorry, I was thinking of Jarasandha. Sorry.
Oh, yeah. That's okay.
Yeah.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Lord Janardhan, yes.
Yeah. So this is an idea of Krishna and Balaram chatting. Narad Muni is there. Such a wonderful painting. So from age of 29, so up to the age of 11, he was in Vrindavan. From 11 for 18 years up to 29, he was in Mathura. So he's spent more time in Mathura than Vrindavan. But his pastime in Vrindavan are the most sweetest. And then from the age of 29 to 125, that's nearly 100 years, 96 years, he was more or less in Dwarka. So chapter 51, the deliverance of Muchukunda. This chapter describes how Lord Krishna caused Muchukunda to kill Kalayavana with his harsh glance. Also relates the conversation between Muchukund and Krishna. Kalyavana saw Krishna coming out of Mathura. The Lord was most beautiful to behold, with his dark blue complexion, yellow silk garments. Upon his chest he bore the mark of Shivatsa. The Kastuba gem adorned his neck. His forearms were sturdy and long. He displayed his ever-joyful lotus-like face, with eyes pink like lotuses, beautifully fulgent cheeks, a pristine smile, and glittering shark-shaped earrings. He wears a garland of lotus flowers. So when we hear these descriptions, actually, it really warms the heart because the Lord is described in our scriptures. We don't make these paintings up, which are done so nicely. They come from the scriptures. The descriptions are from the scriptures, what the Lord looks like. So it's fascinating. There's no other tradition which can claim this. We know what the Lord looks like because he's described so eloquently and in such detail as well. The barbarian recognized the Lord from Narad's description. As the Lord was on foot and unarmed, the demon ran after the Lord, who turned and ran to a cave. Appearing virtually within reach of Kalyavan's hands at every moment, Lord Hari led the king of the Yavans far away in a mountain cave. While chasing the Lord, the Yavan cast insults at him, saying, "You took birth in the Yadu dynasty. It is not proper for you to run away." But still, Kalyavan could not reach Lord Krishna because of his sinful reactions. His sinful reaction had not been cleansed away. So actually, it is said that Krishna walked away from Kalyavan. Kalyavan was running, but Krishna was just walking. And contrast with this with Yashoda Mai. She was running after Krishna and keeping pace with Krishna. And then she finally caught him as well. and bound him with, with her love. But Kalyavani was very sinful, so he could not catch Krishna. Although insulted in this way, and if you recall, Yashoda Mai also would throw some interesting remarks at Krishna, how he was too closely associating with the monkeys. He had monkey friends, and Krishna took offense at him. But still, she caught him. He didn't take those offenses. He took those offenses as a compliment. Whereas from Kalyavan, he was not impressed with Kalyavan at all. Although insulted in this way, the Lord entered the mountain cave. Kalyavan also entered, and there he saw another man lying asleep. Thinking him to be the Lord, Kalyavan kicked the man with all his strength. The man angrily awoke, and with his glance he burnt Kalyavan to ashes. And this is Muchukunda. There's the Lord there in his Vishnu form. And there's Kalyavan burnt to pieces. King Parikshit inquired about the identity and power of the sleeping man. His name was Muchukunda, who was born in the Ikshvaku dynasty as the son of Mandata. He was devoted to Brahminical culture and always true to his vow in battle. He had previously defended the demigods from the demons for a long time. Because he was very tired, the demigods, after obtaining Kartikeya as their general, gave him the benediction that he requested from them, which was sleep. He wanted to sleep. He was very tired from fighting for the demigods. And I believe that he had a boon that whoever disturbs that sleep will be burnt to ashes. Muchukunda saw Krishna with 4 arms adorned with the Vaijayanti garland and his beautifully smiling face. He questioned Krishna as to his identity and also revealed his own identity to Lord Krishna. And Krishna revealed that he is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. And Krishna doesn't always introduce himself as the Supreme Lord, but he had a lot of respect for Muchukunda. The Supreme Lord said, "My dear friend, I have taken thousands of births, lived thousands of lives, accepted thousands of names. In fact, my births, activities, and names are limitless. And thus, even I cannot count them." Krishna then explained that currently he is the son of Vasudeva. He said that he personally came to this cave to give mercy. Since Muchukunda had previously prayed to him, he offered benedictions to Muchukunda. Muchukunda bowed to Lord Krishna, recognizing him to be Narayan. He lamented, "The people of this world are bewildered by your illusory energy, unaware of their real benefit. They do not worship you. Instead, they seek happiness by entangling themselves in family affairs. Despite obtaining the rare human form, they do not worship you due to the impure mind. Such persons have fallen into the darkness of a material home. I have wasted all this time being intoxicated by my opulence as a king." So Muchukunda is fully self-realized. He's understanding, what have I done? Wasted my time. Becoming attached to children, wives, treasury, and land, I suffered anxiety. Traveled the earth with my army, disregarding you due to my pride. I'm an intensely greedy man enjoying his senses, suddenly confronted by you. Like a hungry snake licking its fangs before a mouse, you appear before him as death. Once known by the name king is later, due to time, called feces, worms, or ashes. That's what happens to the body. It will be eaten by worms and turned into feces or ashes, burnt, maybe burnt the body. A man sits on the throne receiving praise from leaders who were once his equals, but when he enters the wife's chambers due to sex, he is led about like a pet animal. He whose urges are rampant, thinking I am independent, cannot attain happiness. Very nice, deep philosophy, important philosophy, helps us to become somewhat detached from this material illusion that we are facing. Muchukunda continued, when the material life of the soul wandering in the world has ceased, he gets the association of your devotees and he awakens devotion unto you within himself. Since my attachment for my kingdom has ceased, this is your mercy on me. Such freedom is prayed for by saintly rulers of vast empires who desire to enter the forest for a life of solitude. The only boon I want is service to your lotus feet. I am approaching you for shelter, having put aside all objects of material desire, which are bound to the modes of passion, ignorance, and goodness. I am approaching you, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, for shelter. You are not covered by mundane designations. For so long I have been pained by troubles in this world and have been burning with lamentation. My 6 enemies are never satiated: lust, anger, greed, attachment, envy, pride. And I can find no peace. Therefore, please protect me in the midst of danger. I have, by good fortune, approached your lotus feet, which thus makes one fearless and free of sorrow. Such phenomenal prayers. And it's so good to read these prayers because we can try to remember them when we are before the Lord. Important to offer prayers because the Lord reciprocates with those prayers. This is the beauty of the Lord. He's not some stone, hard-hearted, cold. No, he reciprocates. He lovingly reciprocates. Supreme Lord said, O Emperor, great ruler, your mind is pure and potent. Though I enticed you with benedictions, your mind was not overcome by material desires. Understand that I enticed you with benediction just to prove that you would not be deceived. The intelligence of my unalloyed devotees is never diverted by material blessings. The minds of non-devotees who engage in such practices as pranayam are not fully cleansed of material desires. Thus, O king, material desires are again seen to arise in their minds. Pranayam is not enough. It's good. It's good to do these breathing techniques so that we can improve our health. But so what? So what? If we cannot approach the lotus feet of the Lord, pranayam, waste of time. Good health, waste of time. What do we have good health for? Enjoy more and get more entangled in this material world. What's the point? But pranayam should lead one to the lotus feet of the Lord. Then it's worth it. Wander this earth at will, with your mind fixed on me. May you always possess such unfailing devotion for me. Because you follow the principles of a Kshatriya, you killed many living beings while hunting and performing other duties. You must vanquish the sins thus incurred by carefully executing penances while remaining surrendered to me. Soon as we harm somebody, soon as another living entity is caused difficulty, then that will come back to us. That's the law of karma. O king, in your very next life, you will become an exalted Brahman, the greatest well-wisher of all creatures, and certainly come to me alone. So Krishna's very pleased with Muchkunda. He's a lucky personality, very fortunate personality. Any questions, any comments?
My thoughts, Prabhuji. In the morning when I do my prayers, I remember a few people.
Hmm.
One of them, a few great devotees, exalted devotees, Muchukund is one of them.
Fantastic.
Yeah. So
Fantastic.
ever since I heard this story of Muchukunda,
Right.
devotee, and how the Lord saw him,
Yes.
he's one of the names that I mentioned. There are a few
Ah,
others, but he's one of them.
wow. Well done. That's really
Yeah.
good. And he is such an exalted person, and the Lord is reciprocating with him
Yeah.
so nicely. It's just amazing. And
Because
it gives us a lot of what does it give us? A lot of comfort that this is our Lord. He isn't gonna just ignore us. And sometimes we don't hear him. Fair enough, because we're not ready to hear him. But he's there. He's there. As soon as we're ready, he's gonna be talking to us.
yeah, and that being a Kshatriya, when
Mm.
Krishna asked for a boon, he didn't want anything.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. And he's acting, what his prayers are, like what we all do. If we
Right. Right.
forget that
Right.
Krishna, we are so much in these material activities, we are bound by our desires,
Mm.
anger, greed is all within us.
Yes.
So it is like a human, like myself speaking, that this is what we are.
Yes. We can relate to this. Yes, I
Yes,
agree.
it's relates to this, yes. Yeah, very
Very.
lovely prayers as well.
Yes. Very good. And the beauty is the Lord is saying to him, actually, you are a pure soul.
Mm.
You were not overcome by material desires.
Oh, I think Lord was testing him, isn't it?
Yeah, he was testing with the benedictions. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. And that happens, right? When one is
Yes.
doing devotional service, these eight mystic powers, they sort of they can manifest the demigods. They can make those manifest, and you think, oh, hey, this is nice. I'm doing bhakti, but I'm getting all these wonderful material qualifications. But this is a danger, because then you get trapped in those material benedictions. Whereas Muchukunda didn't affect him at all.
No.
Very good. Yeah. Thank you so much, Nanivan.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So if there's nothing else, we can stop and continue tomorrow. Srimad Bhagavad Puran ki jai.